what advice do you have for someone who's terrified of failure and then actually fails at something? What do you recommend? How do you actually deal with a scenario like that?
First of all, failure is good, right? That's not an original statement. Anybody ever, right, who has been successful, it's the classic case, isn't it, of all the entrepreneurs who are billionaires who are like, I failed 400 times and then eventually I had success, right? Like, yes. So, you know, but I joke, but it is important, right? You're not going to succeed at everything you try and do, and you're definitely not going to succeed at everything first time. Like, you learn from failure. That's the important thing. You learn about what didn't work or what went wrong, and then you just, like, that's the idea. You just have to take a lesson from that failure. If you're genuinely very scared of it, then I think you can start with small things. So I did actually see this question yesterday on Twitter, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, I wonder whether, like, when I say small things, even if it's just something like, I don't know, playing a video game and losing, right? Like, I've definitely played, so I don't play as much video games as I would like, because that does take up a lot of time that I don't have. But I have definitely played video games in the past with people who are almost like terrified of, like, you know, being killed or like failing on a level or something, like, and they just, so much so that they just kind of like don't enjoy playing it, and they don't want to play it because they might not complete the level. And I don't know, for me, that's like, maybe it's because perhaps I'm sort of have a different mindset and more accustomed to it, but like, I'm just like, it's part of the fun. Like, you want to get to something where you know, again, if you sort of try and take like a video game level and think about it in real life, like if you're playing a video game, you get so much more enjoyment when you get to a bit that's really, really difficult. And, you know, okay, you don't want to spend like 48 hours trying to do it, but, you know, if it takes you like an hour to get past a certain point or something, you're like, yes, done it. You know, it's like the reward is just like so nice when you finally overcome that thing you were really struggling. And I think, like, in life, it's kind of the same, right? So maybe to train yourself to be better at accepting failure, perhaps trying something very, very simple, like playing video games, or maybe, like, I don't know, trying to bake a cake. If you've never baked a cake, be like, right, I'm going to try and make an apple cake or whatever, or an apple tart. It's going to be terrible if you've never cooked one before, and, you know, and you can fail at it, and then, you know, you can then try again and improve, and sort of start with perhaps things that feel like they are less significant than, you know, failing an exam or whatever that other, you know, big thing may be. And perhaps you can kind of train yourself through those, you know, insignificant things to get used to this idea of you're going to fail, but then you learn from it and then you succeed afterwards. And then that success is even more rewarding.